Hey everybody, this is Rebecca Santal. I'm a Creative Memories Independent Advisor, and I'm going to do another video today from the 52 Scrapbooking Project Recipes book. It's been a little while since my last video, but we're going to get started. Like I said, this is Rebecca Santal, and here's my information on the Creative Memories website if you need to place an order. And I'll tell you why I'm giving you this, although it will be linked below, is because today I'm going to skip a couple. I know I was going in order, but I'm going to do project recipe number 6, and I'm going to be using the Music to My Ears collection. Now, this is the Secret Box number 2 collection, which they do currently still have. It will probably sell out soon because it's the second time that this collection has come out, but it's amazing for concerts, festivals, different kind of performances. And what I did is I did the project recipe guidebook that came with this collection. I added in a few cardstock where it called for mats instead of cutting the designer paper. So now I have leftovers, and I'm going to be using the leftovers today for this project recipe number 6. I'm also going to be turning this recipe this way, 90 degrees, both ways, because I'm going to use this laser border that came with the Music to My Ears collection on the top of my layout. So let's get started. My first cut is going to be a full-size designer piece, and I'm going to cut it in half at 6 inches. Put this out of my way. And let's figure out which designer paper we're going to use. I only have 2 or 3 that are full size, but I think I want to use the one that has all the words on it for the biggest piece. So now I just need to decide, do I want to use the green one or the gray one? Let me see what other pieces I'm going to use. I'm going to just need a strip. And then this is going to be a cardstock where they have the dark green. So I just need one other piece of paper, and then the border. It's a very simple layout, which will be good because I just have some scraps left. Okay, I think I'm going to go with the green paper with the words and, guitars on it, because the laser border will show up really well on that. And for the strip that goes up the side, which for my paper it'll be going up the top, or maybe on the bottom. No, I think it'll go up the top. I'm going to use the cassettes, so that needs to be 1.5 by 12, and I haven't cut my 6-inch sheet yet, so I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, let's pull this back out so you guys can see it. I know I'm kind of all over the place today. Sorry about that. Okay, designer paper number 1, we're using this lime green, and I'm going to cut it at 6 inches. And I hope you can see my mats. I know with the way the camera is, it's a little close, so it cuts off part of my mats, but I think you can see enough of it. Oh, you know what? This is a directional paper. We want to make sure we're cutting it to where we can read the words on the long strip, and I almost made a mistake there. So make sure if you have a directional paper, it's going to be going the way you want it. Okay, so now we can read the words where they'll go on the page. Now we're going to go ahead and cut the side strip, which is 1.5 by 12 inches, and I said side, it's actually going to be the top strip because I'm rotating my sketch. So see if we have a little wiggle room here. Nope, we better just leave it at 1.5. But I think I'm going to use a decorative border, a decorative blade. Let's go with the decal. Just want it to look like I've ripped the paper, and the decal blade is really good for having a ripped paper look. I guess I could technically rip it, but I want to make sure I'm getting it at that 1.5 inches. So put that there, and it'll be deckled. And now I don't want it deckled on both sides, so we're just going to cut that tiny strip off so that it'll be a straight edge on the very top. Switch our blades again. Rotate our paper. Okay, now we are going to be using cardstock for our base, and I think I'm trying to decide what color of cardstock to use. I could use deep sea green, but I think since my laser border is black, I'm going to use black. Let me think about that for a minute, though, because I might want to use black for my mats instead. I could do white. Also, beige would look good because it matches these cassettes. Let's pull out some white and see how white looks. Usually I have all these decisions made before I do my video, so I'm not taking up too much time with the deliberation process. But I just wanted to get in here and get a video made. Okay, put that there. This will just rest right on top of that. And then our music notes will go like this. And then we need some mats. So they've got 4x6, I'm sorry, 4.5 by 6.5 and 4.5 by 4. That's for these mats. And then these two are 4 by 6 and 3 by 4, which I might also add the 3 by 4. I was going to leave them out, but I print 3 by 4 pictures all the time. So I'll probably just not do as many embellishments, and I'll be putting pictures in that spot too. So let's see here. Let's get some deep sea green. And I've got some cut here already. Let's see what size this is. That is not quite 4 inches, so that's not quite big enough. Let's get a full sheet. And I certainly did say that I was going to use black as mats, didn't I? I might do both, because I really would like to bring out that sea green right there. Or, let's just look. Let's just see if we like how this looks. I'm going to cut some black mats and then we're going to play around. Okay, we need 2 4.5 mats and 2 4.5 by 6.5 mats. 4.5 square was the first one I was trying to say. So we're going to cut this at 4.5. And then 4.5 for my squares, and then 6.5. And now we need 4 by 6 and 3 by 4 mats. But first I want to see what I like best as far as the background. Okay, I feel like this is a choppy video and I keep getting interrupted and broken up, but we're just going to go with it because no need to start over, right? So I decided that I like the deep sea green for the layout, or for the base, because I like my mats to be crisp. So we're going to do white and black mats. And where does this go? Does this go up here? I don't even know if I'm going to put that up there, because this border takes up a lot more real estate than this border here. So I'm probably not even going to worry about the 3 by 4. And if that's the case, I might switch these to black mats too, just so it's all black. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to switch these. In fact, I have a piece of black right here. We're just going to go ahead and cut 4 by 6. So that we can have all our mats laying down. And I wish I had pictures to put on this to show you, but I have some concert pictures in my Creative Memories cart right now. So I'll be ordering some photos from, we went to an Alabama concert a couple years ago with my dad, and we went to For King and Country last year, and I'm going to be doing several of those, these pages with this collection of those concerts. So here, I'm sorry, I had the top covered up a little bit there. Hope you can see it better. This is what it's going to look like. It's really simple. I'm probably going to spread around some of this confetti here, which if you got the secret box, it came with this Border Maker cartridge. Here it is. The Rock On Border Maker cartridge. And it gives you all this cool confetti of music notes and a microphone and a star and a guitar. So I can throw those around for some embellishments. So there is my finished page. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be back soon for another video. Have a great day, y'all. Hey, I'm back. Okay, I know I said I finished my page and I was going to go with the deep sea green for the base. But then I looked on the back of one of the pages that I had, one of the papers that I had left of the Music to My Ears collection, and I found this, and I think it's exactly what I was needing. So I only had one of them, so I cut it in half. We're just going to kind of use it to meld to the other piece. So what I'm doing is laying it on my mat, and I'm just going to run some tape along the top of it because I already know that this piece is going to come down to just past the 7-inch mark, so I've got plenty of room to add some tape. And speaking of melding, I also melded the top two pieces together. So I just cut an inch, actually an 1.5 inch piece, but you could do it with an inch, of white. And I laid these two pieces down, face down on my mat, and then just put that on top. And that's a good way to put your papers together without having to lay them on an entirely other full sheet of cardstock. Kind of cuts down on the weight. So we're gonna line this up with the top of my mat to make sure it's going to be a 12-inch piece, and then just let that fall down. There we go. And since I came back on screen with you guys to show you my finished page, updated finished page, we might as well just go ahead and attach these borders. So I'm using repositionable tape. The repositionable tape is perfect for these laser borders because it's not going to show, you know, through all the open spaces there. You can just go. And this that I'm using to put it on, you can use your silicone mat or whatever you have. This is just some wax paper or parchment paper, some parchment paper, so I don't get my mat all sticky. So this one goes on this side, and we're just going to kind of layer it a little bit over where the two pieces meet. But I want most of it to be on the green because that's where it'll show up better. And so you can tell, if you've never used repositionable tape before, that it's not showing through. Like there's a few little, you can see a few little dots there, and if they're little dots of the tape coming through, you just, you know, you just rub your finger on it and it comes right out. All right. Tape runner feels funny. I switched it yesterday. I put a new roll in, and this one's giving me a little bit of a fit, but it's working. All right, let's line this up here. Perfect. Oh, I really like how that looks, and I'm so glad I found this paper because I think that is the best choice. I don't remember how these went, but something like this. There we go. Probably just gonna overlap that just a tiny bit on the edge of that music note. There we go. We did it. We finished it. Yay. Hi. I always seem to forget to come back on screen at the end of my videos. But anyways, I'm glad you stayed with me through that process, and we finally figured out which paper to use. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Also, you may have heard my husband watching a hockey game in the background, and you may have heard my dogs playing with their toys, because this is our life, and I love it. So I hope you have a good weekend. Happy Mother's Day. I am doing this video on Mother's Day for those of you who are mothers, and I will see you again soon.